Hello, welcome to my channel, Midnight Oil Software. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the updates that I've added to my Ninja Eggs game. Ninja Eggs is a 2D Angry Birds clone that started out as a tutorial I was following from Jason Wyman, and then I developed it out into a more fully playable game, and I replaced the artwork that he was using with hand-drawn art that I learned to draw from some lessons that I was taking along with my wife from Mark Kistler over the summer during the pandemic. So in the previous update of Ninja Eggs, I added a few new features that had been requested by some users. First and foremost was a tutorial just to give players an idea of how to play the game, because I had some people respond and tell me they didn't really understand that it was an Angry Birds clone or what they were supposed to do. So I gave them a little tutorial to kind of teach them how to play, with the option of turning that off the next time they play. I also added a scene selection menu because prior to this, you only played through the scenes in sequential order, and then once you completed them, it told you, congratulations, you've won all the levels, and that was it, the game was over. So now you can keep playing until you fail to complete a level, and you can play the same levels over and over if you want. You can choose what levels you want. And I also made it so different levels only had a certain number of eggs. So the easy levels, like you only have 3 eggs to complete it. The harder level, you have 5. So that kind of gave you a little bit of a challenge, so that if you couldn't finish it in the limited number of eggs, you actually could lose the game. Because prior to that, you could just keep playing forever and ever and ever until you finally beat the level. I also have a scoring system where you earn stars depending on how many eggs it takes you to complete the level. And so my grandson actually suggested that this was a flawed system because on the harder levels, it was impossible to get 5 stars. So if I was to beat this level in as few eggs as possible, which there's no way I could beat it in fewer than 3, I would still only get 3 stars. So I'm going to wait and let this guy get down there to take out some of those. I'm going to kill some of these. So all that's left are these guys down here. If I can get them in one throw, then I will have completed this level with only 3 eggs, which is as good as you can do. And I didn't quite get it. But even so, as I complete this level with only 4 eggs, you're going to see that I'm only going to get 2 stars. And so as my grandson pointed out, it was impossible to ever get 5 stars on the harder levels. And I thought that was a pretty good point. So in the new version, you'll see I'm going to replace the variable number of eggs that you get per level with instead a par system. So depending on how difficult the level is, the par might be 3 eggs or 4 eggs or 5 eggs, like if you were playing golf, for instance. And then depending on how well you do against par, you'll get 5 eggs, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. So it is possible, even on the harder levels, to get 5 stars if you would beat par by at least 1 egg. The other thing that I wanted to change is you'll notice when I grab the egg and drag him back, he's locked at a 45-degree angle. No matter how he's aiming, he maintains that same 45-degree angle. What I wanted to do is have his angle rotate based on the direction that he's aiming. And then also when I release him, you'll notice he maintains that angle through the flight until he hits something. So I thought it would be more realistic if he was to rotate in the direction he's flying too. So those are some changes that I've made in this new version that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to switch over here to Unity. And I'm going to show you the level. And by the way, my grandson designed on his very own a new level for Ninja Eggs. I'm calling this the Crazy Cats level. He drew this up with pen and paper, and he came up with the idea for this level. He wanted some of these cats to be unreachable unless you get this new power-up that he devised, which is a rocket pack power-up. So if you get this, basically it straps a rocket pack to the egg, and then you can aim that from wherever the egg happens to be hovering So you can come from underneath and hit these guys. And these boxes here are exploding boxes. So if you hit them from underneath, they explode, the cats fall, and they die. Other than that, it would be impossible to get those cats. So to implement the crazy cats, I brought up my little handy dandy drawing tablet here, and I created an image for the crazy cat monster that you're going to try and kill. I also drew the rocket pack that you would strap to the egg, so he can basically be launched, if you will. And I also had to draw the power pack power up, the jetpack power up that you would hit in order to gain the power up. And finally, I drew a target reticle that you can use to aim the egg. So switching back over to Unity, I'm going to switch to the title screen. I'm going to play the game. And the first thing you're going to see is when I click play, it's going to give me a little loading indicator, because on the iPhone and on other devices, sometimes it took a little, there was a little bit of lag from the time you clicked play and when the stage selection menu would come up. And so I wanted to give them a visual indicator that, yes, I am loading the game. So from here, you'll notice these now have pars. So instead of the number of eggs changing, each level has a par associated with it. And if you get a birdie, so like if I get this in 1 egg, I'd get 5 stars. If I got par, if I got it, and if I defeated it with 2 eggs, I'd get 4 stars, and then 3, 2, 1, and so forth. The next thing I did is you'll notice when I grab the egg and drag him that he rotates so that the tip of the egg is pointed in the direction he's going to fly. And then as he flies, he's going to rotate towards the direction he's falling or flying. So I just feel like that's a little bit more realistic. Looks a little bit better than him just maintaining that fixed 45-degree angle. So that was one change. The other change, which is really the big one, is that I've added the Crazy Cats level designed by my 9-year-old grandson, Judah. So to show you an example of how I'd play this level, to beat it in as few eggs as possible, which really I think I can beat it in 2 eggs, is if I take out these 2 guys and this guy on the first egg. And the way I do that is I shoot for the heads of these cats. And so I killed all of them, and then this rolls down and kills him. And if I'm lucky, it will even kill that guy if he's got enough momentum. And he doesn't. Now I want to go grab this rocket pack power-up. And then I can grab this reticle. And I've got a limited amount of fuel. So just hovering burns fuel. And then launching also burns fuel. So all I've got to do now is kill this guy. So I did not get him with 2 eggs. But hopefully, I might not be able to beat this with any eggs now because he's too far. This is a very narrow gap to get through here. Yes, I'm not going to be able to beat it. So I could restart it and try again. The other thing that I added in the previous release, which you may have seen, is I have this pause menu. So you can pause the game and restart, and you can play a different level. So if I realize I can't beat that level, I can come over here and try again. So anyway, those are the new enhancements for Crazy Cats. For Ninja Eggs. I added the new Crazy Cats level. I added the jetpack power-up, all designed by my 9-year-old grandson. I fixed the issue with the orientation of the egg when you're dragging him and when he's flying. And I changed the system a little bit so each level has a par instead of a variable number of eggs, and made it possible to get 5 stars even on the most difficult levels. So this update is available on the Apple App Store and on Google Play. And I'm going to be pushing up very soon the updated version for WebGL up to my itch.io page. I'll put links in the description. If you found this video helpful and you'd like to see more, please click like and subscribe. And I'm also would love to hear any comments that you have, so please feel free to comment on the video. Thanks for watching and have a great day.